Of course we'd want to stream.
Yeah, we're gonna stream now. All right. Here we go. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Dave here, Sonic Orb Studios, and we are joined with Spidevil. Was it
Listen here, Dov. It's Spidevil62. We talked about this.
I did. I caught myself.
You had one job. You had one job. Just pronounce it right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? To the Social Blade VideoCast, number 11, where I'm going to be a guest on here. And Dave and I are going to be talking about all sorts of different topics. So hopefully you guys buckle up and enjoy, because we're going to have one heck of a ride.
We like that. All right, so guys, if you're interested in following along, the description below has all the topics that we're going to be covering, including gaming, what sells. We're going to be going over Google Plus and YouTube integration, as well as comparing what YouTube used to offer in a partnership program versus the current networks and what they may not offer anymore. So is it worth joining? And then there's also a link where you can subscribe to the channel that we're talking about here today. So anyway, you can also apply to be on the show and all that jazz, but that's for later. So if you guys are in the Cola edits at sex.
Cola, listen, I know that we want to get dirty, but we can't be that dirty when we just started. I gotta clean up first. I gotta look good for it, you know? Gotta dress the part. So anyways, let's go ahead and start off with a question. Question for the VideoCast. Do you think that the popularity of the game is based on the cover or content or both? That's extremely tricky, because there have been a lot of games out there that kind of follow, like Gears of War, for example, with Gears of War 1, 2, and 3, and then they had the audacity. Sorry for you Gears of War fans that they made a judgment. And honestly, nothing's changed. It's just still the same gameplay, kind of bland story. So really, it could depend. It depends on the content. But then, let's say if I just threw on Gears of War, Tetris Attack, I mean, people would still buy it. So It's kind of 50-50. But I think generally speaking that it's the content itself and not the cover, because there's a lot of people that would just like release different kinds of cover, and it would be like, oh, this is like Call of Duty, just first person shooter. It's like it's its own game. Calm down there. So that's one example.
Yeah. Can we step back, because before the live show started, some guy said he wanted like 1 million views on a video or something. If you guys want views on video, make great content, have fun doing it. Don't focus on numbers. Honestly, if you're having fun producing and you're just thinking about numbers, you're just gonna kill yourself. It's not worth it. Question to the VideoCast. From an MMO standpoint, how much do you think marketing plays into the long-term success of a game? For example, huge MMOs with lots of marketing versus small MMOs. I don't know what an MMO is.
MMO is a massive multiplayer online. World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2, that sort of thing. Have you not played an MMO?
I have, but I don't know the terminology behind it all. I'm not much of a gamer myself, to be flat out honest. I play some Minecraft. No! That was bad. I know. And the world crumbles.
And then that's when everybody's mind just spontaneously combusts. We did that in Synergy. Hashtag like, comment, and subscribe. Social Blade. All right, question for the VideoCast. From an MMO standpoint, how much do you think marketing plays into the long-term success of a game? It depends, because marketing can backfire. Like, suppose that I market something and it's like really, really good. I mean, people are going to want to be like, oh, hey, it's Quest for the Camel 5. You know, you should get this game. But if you do like Call of Duty would do, oh, it's Call of Duty, and then it's, you know, not generic, or it's too generic, unoriginal, bland, you know, a bad list of problems, then you kind of tarnish the name, and then it can like backfire. Oh, it's Quest for Camel 6. Stay away from that game. So really, marketing is, you got to have the content, make it good content, and then marketing can favor you. But if you make something that's not going to help everybody else, I'm sorry, but crash and burn all the way.
Yeah, definitely. So marketing is there. Just my levels. There we go. A little bit brighter. So I actually do, for the record, I do like this question for the VideoCast thing. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, everybody just throw all your questions on me. I'm ready.
We love questions, guys. So check out questions. Post questions.
And what the heck are you saying? I don't know. What are you saying?
I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
I don't either. So, okay, before anything else, we're going to go ahead and dive into the different topics. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask, but if we're on a tangent, everybody hold your horse. But again, we're going to get to your questions. So, gaming, what sells? So, we talked about that originally, right?
Yes, we
About,
did.
what's going to sell. So, let me go ahead and start off by asking, hey guys, what do you think that sells? What do you think in your mind already sells? Because for me, what we're seeing is a mass exodus of a divide of players. Some prefer the generic kind of safety thing. Nobody wants to explore. You guessed it, Call of Duty. The thing with Call of Duty is that it's a good game. We're not saying in any generic way that it is a bad game, because by the stretch of the imagination, it's not. But that's just it. It never wanted to take risks. It doesn't want to do something new, explore a new storyline. What else is new? And it seems like to me that because it plays so safe, that's how the sales go in. Like if you notice, there will be Call of Duty announced with Advanced Warfighter. DLC comes out in the first month. DLC, new Call of Duty, and it's a rinse and repeat. But people buy into it. Whereas on the other spectrum, there's a lot of different people that like different kinds of games where like it's on the tip of my tongue. Two Worlds and what was it? It's a point and click adventure game. Someone help me out. It was a Steam game. Broken Age. Broken Age is Did you ever play Broken Age?
I've not played Broken Age.
Oh, have you played any point and click adventure games before?
Back in like Windows 95, maybe.
Oh, you're talking like King's Quest, like way back there.
Maybe way back then, yeah.
But I mean, that used to be as like Call of Duty. But you see this exodus of, World of Warcraft. People are starting to play that less. People are playing less COD, and more of the artistic value and the gameplay's there. So there's a difference between what is safe, what is the game that I can rely on, and yeah, maybe I'll drain like $60 on the game and then $75 more on DLC. But hey, I get the thing that I want. Versus something that's risky and you may not like it. You feel like, oh, I bought this $60 game and it's a piece of trash and blah, blah, blah. But it has meaning. Like the story's beautiful, the gameplay, it could be argued, and then just different eloquent factors. And again, what gaming sells, I think it's important to know that it really depends. I mean, you gotta view the gaming industry and realize that most people will favor those that is the safest, like Call of Duty, Halo. I don't think Gears of War is really that much of a contender ever since Judgment. I think they just kind of bowed out, which was a good decision. Mm-hmm. So what do you think sells, Dave?
I think personality over game choice definitely sell. Morgan Freeman. Apparently Morgan Freeman sells. I'm reading the chat.
Oh, indeed. The voice of God does sell. Did you hear the one with the helium? That was so great. But anyways, what sells? Continue.
Just saying, in terms of personality, I mean, you can play any game, and it could be the worst game ever. But if your personality is just fantastic about it, if you think it's the best game in your opinion, in your mind, right then and there at that point, I think you can convince the audience that you're having fun, and they're going to stick around anyway. What do you think?
No, definitely. And, like I said, there's going to be the quality in it, too. If you're excited about the game, then that's what it kind of sells. Everybody has to pitch in. But everybody, like I said, just rather stay safe and be like, okay, nothing's changed. Because I think what the game sells is it sells on personality, like you said.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. There's just so much into it. I have to break it down to smaller chunks. The people that would play COD but stay with COD despite the practice that they're throwing with DLC and you have to buy this or you can't play with the multiplayer and blah 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 are generally sold towards people that don't like change, that don't like to explore different new things or have an environmental change. Those are the people that just do not like change.
Yeah.
Whereas myself, I'm not a COD player. I'll play COD, but I'm not going to be like, I have to buy this in the Mountain Dew and the chips and Doritos. I don't do that. No, I would play games that take far more risks, like Final Fantasy VII. I know that's a very old example, but they're selling it on Steam, and I'm thinking about purchasing it just so I could do a playthrough of it, just to kind of get away from the league content. But something like that, something that was different and experimented, and it took a whole lot of risk. And the Final Fantasy wasn't exactly the top of the line stuff back in the day, but when that game dropped, everybody went nuts for it. And even then, they did what was it? The Completionist? He did a whole series about the Final Fantasy series, and I think yeah, risks are what make money makers, and that's what Call of Duty did when they made Modern Warfare. They took a huge risk because it was getting away from World War II and other older war and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Here it
Question
is.
in the chat here. Sandbox games, good or bad in your opinion?
Ooh, I think it depends. It has to really tickle my fancy, like especially recording. Like I know with Halo 3 Forge, that was absolutely like yeah, I did prefer Sandbox. But if we're talking general Sandbox like Just Cause or can we consider Far Cry 3 one, right? Have you played Far Cry 3?
I have played it. I played Just Cause as well. Yeah, I'd consider it as such.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go ahead and let me dive into this chat here and see how that.
Your audio just cut out?
No, audio didn't cut out. I have to, guys. If you can, if you're wondering why the audio cut out, I have a very, very sensitive keyboard, which makes I barely tap that too. So if I cut the audio, I'm gonna be typing. I just don't want to drive everybody nuts. It's like shut your microphone. It's so loud. I
didn't pick up at that. I didn't pick up on that at all.
Well, I mean, this time I had to close my mic. Yeah. It would drive everybody nuts if I just started typing. You can kind of hear it in the video, but people actually like that because it's a soothing sound.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and ask the audience, what do you guys think that sells? What is one example in which you think is a bestseller, and why do you think it sells? So let's see.
After about a minute and a half, they will give you your answer because the delay. Gotta love the delay.
The delay is so real.
I wish we can get a real-time Google. Come on, help us out. You could do
Google.
The real-time video and audio chat, right? Come on.
Yeah, Google Plus, man. I know that's our next subject, and that was the most 10 out of 10 transition into that subject. That was well done. Michelle Kwan will be jealous that you landed that stick. Please tell me you know who that is. Michelle Kwan. She was an ice skater, Olympics.
Yeah. I don't know specifically, but I've heard the name, so.
Good. Thank God. I was about to be like, this is going to be so awkward. I start making references to athletes. You're like, huh? It'd be so...
What?
Yeah, no, but I think Google Plus, we've already established that this will be the new, like, empire, like, from Star Wars, but in parallel to our world, you know, because that's pretty much how it's going to go down. They're just going to Google eyeglasses, and then they'll have Google doctor, like, places, Google sandwiches, where it's, like, tomato on one end, pineapple on the other, and then like green veggies, you know, the red, yellow, and green.
Yeah.
And pretty much it's just they're gonna take over everything. They already filthy their hands on YouTube, and YouTube's dead to me in that sense because it used to be so good. It used to be.
Yeah. Briar TV says, like Minecraft. Minecraft actually did take off quite a bit, and I think it's still going. I don't know. In my opinion, it's sort of dying out. But if you get someone, once again, with great personality that just has a true passion for the game and can make it hilarious, well, it's not just about the old game, it's about the person playing it and if they're entertaining. Stefan says, both.
Minecraft, GTA, it's you know, all that sandbox stuff that really is a lot of fun. And I mean, like I said, I really do enjoy a good sandbox game, but again, it has to really give me what I'm looking for, which is kind of like a control. And I think that's what really makes a sandbox game is nice, easy control. No, but yeah, I'm so glad that you guys are able to.
That was weird.
I heard a somewhere.
Yeah, me too. Is Godzilla gonna pop through your doorway or something?
Oh God! Don't even say that word. That is a cuss word in front of me right now. Oh my! Godzilla,
He's
man!
Gonna walk off
I
the set
cannot
now.
believe that movie. You can't. Okay, let me. Okay,
let's jump into this a little bit.
Before we talk about the Google Plus and the YouTube integration, and we have a whole spiel about that. Let me tell you the rules of life. 1, you don't kill off Bryan Cranston. Number 2, you don't kill off Bryan Heisenberg Cranston. You just don't.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that's a bit of a spoiler for for the Godzilla thing, but let's go ahead and jump into the movie as a whole. The movie is just. I'd rather have a hippopotamus take a huge like in my throat. It was so terrible, that movie, because it pretty much did one of the biggest sins in action monster movies, which is boom, 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 and then you feel that tension, that clash is about to happen. Oh, it's coming, and it just cuts away. It just doesn't want to show you the action. It doesn't want to. We're going to go to the soldiers.
Everything I heard review-wise is There's something coming. There's something coming. Hey, look over there. There's a flower.
Yeah, exactly. That was the hugest sin because I'm like, you know what you want to know what the worst part about it was? The worst part about it was that freaking like they did Godzilla correctly. They did every monster thing perfectly. It was very well executed. You know, Godzilla had his laser beam instead of like that lizard from like what 219 something.
Yeah.
Instead of that one, he had the right figure. The fighting was actually pretty good, but why? Why would you cut from that? Like what was the director's decision when you had to take the most iconic figure in monster movie history and have them just fight it out? And again, people like Angry Joe once said that everybody was still fresh from Pacific Rim, but you had the audacity to freaking cut out the action just because, don't worry guys, I'm going to protect everybody. I'm going to make everybody safe. Godzilla is going to make everybody safe. Do not confuse yourself here. Don't, because you are not Godzilla. You're not the one punching. By the way, I think they did a really excellent job with the monsters. One of the monsters in the movie, guys, I'm not going to say who, but one of their abilities was that they give off an EMP energy, which cuts out all electricity. And everybody in the movie was stupid. I hated everybody. I was so antisocial after that movie. Oh, yeah, we're the...
What? Huh? What?
No, I was gonna say if you were gonna say something because I'm like,
No.
oh, we're the military. Let's go ahead and send in fighter jets after like an EMP blast. Like we just established he had this ability, and then lo and behold, everybody started dying. Like everybody was such idiots in that movie. Holy crap!
Oh man, we're about halfway through this 30-minute broadcast. So let's switch topics and move into Google Plus and YouTube integration, guys. I know in the past when this happened, everybody was pissed off about it, but. Yeah, and I was too. I mean, change is kind of hard to get used to. Have Sonic Group Studios ever played a game? Yes, I have played a few games. But I just get bored with them. Anyway, back to our topic. The whole change in integration with Google Plus, I think it's a powerful thing. Before the change, I had a Google Plus page for Sonic Group Studios, and I had to manually put my videos on there. I had to manually drive traffic there. It was just really, really difficult to build up. In fact, my main David Stroh's account, the personal account, was getting all the traffic automatically because that would be the default, and it sort of still is the default to use every day when I'm on the Google Plus page. So that they sort of both grow equally now, but I wish there was a way to sort of drive all the traffic over to the Sonic Group Studios page by default and have that used by default. But you know, I sort of like it. I really don't have many complaints about it. The only complaint that I really had was that you had to switch over to use comments, and the comment system could be improved. I had to do a tutorial on how to use the new comment system because people were overly confused, and that's what I do is tutorials.
No, yeah, but Google Plus, and I'll tell you know when we were talking about that, like my channel was deleted for like a fraction of the second one time because it was just like that bad date that it was a little too hands-on. He looked a little shady. He had that little rape mustache going and everything. Yeah. Like you did not want to hang out with this guy. But lo and behold, like you called it, he just started grabbing my account. It's like, no pepper spray, no nothing, just and then lo and behold, your account is now active with Google Plus. Yay, it was fine the way it was. Why do you have to like add on to something that was already good?
I fully agree. It was fantastic the way it was early on. And I think what Google is doing here is they're forcing people to sign up and use something that they think could grow, and they guess they want to see it stats-wise go better, but they're forcing people to use it, and people really don't want to use it. I mean, I see some use in it, like some features, like the video chat, the Google Hangouts and the chat feature that they have, but I don't know. Social media-wise, it's not my number one go-to site. A lot of people use Twitter first, then they use Facebook. That's another thing I can complain on is Facebook must die. But
oh no! And you know what the best part was? Everybody went so rampant, like with like the most hateful, spiteful, like pretty much like Nazi Germany level kind of like stuff on YouTube or whatever like that. And it ran rampant for like quite a good bit. And honestly, I didn't want to bother. I told everybody straight up in one of my videos, you know what? Do what you want because that's not my mess. Like I'm not the one who just allowed this to happen. That I can't really control my channel in that regard. So I mean, again, I'm gonna wait for Google Plus to come. It's like, how dare they throw their trash over my yard? It's my yard. I kept it up. There's no reason for you to tread on there. And YouTube used to be the absolute bee's knees back in the day, but
It's
I don't
changed so
know.
much. What do you guys think in the chat room over here, in the live chat room or the socialplay.com/chat? What do you think about this whole YouTube Google Plus integration? Do you think it's better now? I mean, I think there are some improvements, definitely, but was the old way good enough? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, all this is so far. Bob is like, "Hi, Bob." It's like, "Oh, I remember Bob." Does anyone know why Bob and not Steve or say Juan or something more? Why Bob?
I don't know.
But get Bob out of the chat. He wasn't invited. He was not invited at all. Why is he here? Freaking Bob, always showing up in his tank. Get your tank off my yard.
Nice.
No, anyways. Yeah, but that's pretty much the whole gist of it. I mean, Google Plus, with the whole Google Glasses, and I thought that was pretty creative, but it makes me think how much longer until they just come out, would just flat out say, yeah, we're our own regime, Google Plus empire. Because I think that's what's going to happen. They just want to get involved in things that do not need to be touched, that do not need to be, quote, perfected. Next thing you know, they'll be like, hey, Facebook, come on our YouTube, so that if you have a YouTube account, you have to start a Google Plus, Facebook, Twitter, and just this weird other social media none of us have ever heard about until now. Pretty much, I think what we need to tell Google Plus is that, this has to stop. This whole dirtying everybody else's property is just, that's enough. Unless we ask for it, don't. Because the day will come when there will be another media source like YouTube that will be hands-free from Google Plus's influence, and everybody's going to jump on that boat so quickly.
It's true. Allied Gamers YouTube. Hello! My question reflects on how do I build my subscriber base. It's hard to complete, let alone... let's go back. We've covered this earlier, actually. If you want to grow your channel, there's a few things. You could start back after this episode airs. It'll be like an hour after we finish the broadcast. You'll be able to rewind and watch to the beginning. But it's basically have fun and enjoy what you're doing. And then also on the YouTube channel here, the Social Play channel, we have YouTube tips. And in fact, Monday will be a new episode on how to do chroma keying, green screen, blue screen, and we show you how to actually work with some of that. So if you guys are interested in that and growing your channel, it's a fantastic playlist to check out. We can talk about an hour on Google Glasses because I know Google Glass we talked about in the pre-interview, and I sort of love it, you sort of hate it, but let's real fast go to the last part of the subject, last part of this conversation, which is the old YouTube partnership versus current networks. And for those that don't remember old YouTube back in 2006, 2008, I mean, I started a channel in 2006. Didn't really do much with it. Started my Sonic Warp Studio in the beginning of 2008. And so I remember when YouTube had a partnership program that was damn near impossible to join. And you also got a lot more. You got the custom thumbnails. You got scheduled the uploads. You had the ability to put up a banner to customize your page. Now look at what YouTube offers. I mean, you make an account, you get everything. All you have to do is give them a cell phone number to validate your account so you're not a spam bot or whatever to them, but they pretty much unlock everything. So,
which is good.
Yeah, which is actually fantastic. I love having that unlocked, but on the same time, what do people strive for? What is their goal for getting, what do they get extra for joining this fantastic, hard-to-get-into program called YouTube Network? Now everyone can join that. And so the focus has run into these YouTube networks that have recently taken over the past 2 years. And they're much, much easier to get in. These days, they're pretty much sucking anyone in that has maybe 1,000 views a day, even less. I mean, so what do they offer? Well, they tend to say that they offer a lot more support and promotion and the ability to get royalty-free music and all that jazz, which is great. And I think the royalty-free music collection really help. I mean, a lot of these are giving away audio micro access, which is fantastic. For like most channels like me, though, I have a royalty-free music collection. I purchased multiple tracks. I spent good money on it. I'm to the point where I understand how to promote and help my content on my own. So for me, my personal channel doesn't need help from a network. And when I was part of a network, which was Maker Studios, I didn't see much benefit of them. But I do see that they could help channels. But then again, are they really helping everyone, or are they just helping the channels that have high view counts? What are your thoughts, guys? And what about you, Jesse?
Honestly, yeah, I really found it like again, it was a very foreign thing when I started YouTube, and then like I wanted to be able to make thumbnails and stuff. And it's like, oh, you have to get partnered. And when I did, it was really weird. It was like, wow, I get recruited essentially by a company. Which, by the way, we go through Maker Studios, and I just want to be able to say we all technically work for Disney. Just a mind blower
I
of the
don't
day.
anymore.
Oh, well, we'll talk about that another time. But pretty much like it used to be okay. If you partner up, then you get all the utilities that you need, banners, thumbnail, possible music and stuff like that. But now that there's this overflow of people that are coming in, I mean, I know for me when I started making my post asking for help, there was everybody's big question is this: how do I get my channel to be successful? But I just is it not obvious? Is it not? And again, I'm not trying to insult anybody when I say that.
Yeah.
You have to make really good content because I know that I'll sit here for hours and hours and hours just like this, studying and like what are they doing? Oh, nice little edit and the music, okay, and then I'll adopt my own style on that. So that's really how you know get that help you need. You got to help yourself first. You got to really utilize the program, which most of it has to do with statistics. But really, you shouldn't worry about statistics. Like a good friend of mine once said that don't worry about the subs. The subs will come. And to quote from a movie, if you build it, they will come. Make the good quality content. And don't just do it like I'm going to type it in the chat here.
Silently. Yeah, I definitely think it's important to... The stats can help to give you an insight at some point, but it's all about content having fun, and if you don't focus on just stats and numbers, you're going to help yourself a little bit more there.
Right. And actually make the content worth doing. Because I wrote how to eat a sandwich in plain titles, you got to think, one, is that something that people actually want to see? Okay, no. So what do I want to do? What's popular? That's the biggest trick. What is popular? And if it's not popular, how can I make it popular? You see what I'm saying? It's easy. Like for me, it was League of Legends. League of Legends is a huge thing with guides, video gameplay, and stuff like that. And admittedly, I'm not the hugest YouTube star, but that's my pursuit. That's my goal to have hundreds of thousands or a million. I'm driving towards that goal, but I also have to learn there's patience. And with the partner program, they can help you with that. But right now, in this kind of current age, because it says versus current networks, it's really difficult because even and not to start anything with Machinima, for example, there were a couple videos that said that they just started cutting budgets and they started cutting funds and stuff like that, and it makes me think, wow, that's got to be really heavy on content creators because they're making the quality content, but then once it's not reaching a certain expectation, it's completely unrealistic too. Then they're just kind of screwed. So that's why I would recommend that if you're in a partnership program, you're not in this for the money. If you are in this for the money, I'm telling you right now, you're going to have a very, very long, miserable, stressful time doing it. When you're editing, when you're learning, and that's a huge thing, you have to sit down and learn what they're doing, watch the professionals do it, and then just say, okay, I want to be funnier, I want to have more edits, I want to have this effect and stuff like that. And then that's how you'll be able to learn. So when you're in a partnership program, you're like this, like arm's length, making sure that you're utilizing the program, but you're not going to rely on them because of the overflow, they're not going to be able to support you. It's not going to happen. It's just not.
Demon Dragon Master says 30% quality, 70% sharing.
Nope.
No.
That's definitely incorrect. No, it is 100% quality, and it will work vice versa. 100% will share. Yeah. It can't be 30% quality, 70% sharing. No,
if
because
I put out a video from my cell phone and you can't hear it and you can't see it, are you really going to share it? Are you going to watch it? Are you going to enjoy it? No. So it's not going to go anywhere. I used to say that you don't have to have great quality equipment. You have to have better personality, and yeah, that helps. But then again, there is that borderline. I mean, if you have a crappy camera, if you are fantastic personally, and you know what to say, and you know your subjects, and people love you, but they can't see you or hear you because you have a crappy camera, you got some limitations there. So hopefully there's workarounds, and the great thing about technology these days is camcorders are cheap. I mean, you can use a cell phone, for God's sakes, and get some really good 1080p video off that. I constantly do videos off my cell phone.
No,
for
yeah.
talking. So
And I can tell that some of the people on here are going to be quite good friends. Hate to say it, but there are some pretty untalented people who got big because they have wicked networking skills. And what do you think of? Oh, wait. Sometimes good content isn't needed for popularity. False, because how do you know? That's your opinion. There are like 12-year-old girls who are just like, Nash Queer, take me. It's like, it's perception. Perception is powerful in YouTube. Just because you don't like it, that doesn't necessarily mean everybody likes it.
it's true.
Everybody, again, that's why you got to make content that try not to hit for everybody. You want to hit towards a certain audience. You want to hit towards, okay, I want to hit towards an audience that, likes games. Okay, do you want tips and tricks, or do you want to be this funny comedic kind of guy? Well, let me do comedic. Okay, so I want to make videos that cater towards that. You got to really kind of work your way around. You got to really find your niche. What content and what you're saying, what you're doing really brings out the best in you. So that's really my advice. And what do you think about the newbies pirating rendering softwares and games in order to have good content? Honestly, so long as they're not partnered, because they're not really benefiting anything, isn't it where if you don't really partner, then that means that anything can go, but if once you're partner, there's an expectation, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah, a little bit, sort of.
Yeah, pirating rendering software games in order to have good content. I'll tell you right now that it really depends. If I can get a bundle of sticks and then make like the greatest thing you've ever seen, and it was probably the most awesome video ever, let it be so. But if people are doing what it takes to make the best quality content, then you like the content in the first place and you really can't complain about it. You just can't. It's all about making what people want. You got to give them what they want. But in vice versa, they don't know what they want because you don't know either. So once you establish your base, what you want to be able to create, that's when you kind of branch out and say, okay, I want to be funny, I want to be enthusiastic, and everything like that. And hold on, you need to register the URL.
Yeah, Briar TV says, I can't find my channel name on Social Play, and we're going to actually cover this real fast and then wrap up the show, because we've been going for about 30 minutes. Basically, if you search Sonic Corp Studios, my personal YouTube channel, how to find your YouTube channel name, or if you find the error red box saying that you can't be found, there's usually 2 red videos underneath, and those both will have you fixed up. If you're having issues past that, go to support.socialplay.com, and we can get you set up and get your channel added if there's something going wrong. But there's a few things why that would happen. So we're going to close up some thoughts here, guys. You've got a lot of comments floating in, and I hate to cut you guys off, but we've got time limits here. And I welcome everyone to continue to comment and watch and share this video and post your thoughts in the comment section below after you've given us a like on this video, because we like you too. And other than that, guys, if you're looking at the link in the description below, we got all the information, such as the topics that we've covered. We got a link to Jesse's channel here, so you can subscribe to him and check out his content. Fantastic stuff. You can also apply to be on this show. You only need a few requirements to be met, and we'll put you on a pre-interview, and if we like you, we'll put you on this show. Also, you can apply to be on the Community Spotlight. And we've had Kitty's Mama, we've had the Tom Cody Show. We got another person that's going to be submitting soon. It's a great way, if you got some fantastic content that you can produce beyond camera, to get your name, your channel out there, and it's really helped both those channels so far. So if you guys want to learn more about that, all that jazz can be found in the description below. So, what else? I think that wraps it all up.
Right, yeah. And if you guys have any more comments, questions, or concern, go ahead and leave a comment down below in the video. Not to mention, you go to my channel, you want to message me personally. Tell you what, I'm willing to help everyone here grow their channel, like collaboration, and I'm open to that, and, everything. Because, again, you got to be able to, work with people. So I'll work with you on that, and thank you so much, everybody, for participating in the show. Go ahead to both Social Blade, it's a really, really good program, to Sonic Corp Studios, because honestly, some of the content like he makes is quite fantastic, and my channel, where I make all sorts of like videos of myself just derping around in League of Legends and other nonsense like that. And thank you again thank you, Dave, for the honor of being on the show.
Thank you for being on the show. It's a fantastic show. If you guys think it's a great show, give us a like on this video. Also, Social Blade has a new feature as of yesterday, I think, where we can compare profiles. So not only can you track your, YouTube stats. I got to do a rundown now. We got YouTube stats. We've got Twitch stats. Oh boy.
Oh, we need that. We need that game show thing. Da, 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 da. Show us, Dave. Shall I be the lady who's just like,
We've got YouTube, we've got Twitch, we've got Instagram, and now you can compare up to 3 accounts, different profiles, to see how they're all doing in a comparison chart. So check out that new feature, guys. It is fantastic. I think you're going to love it. A lot of great feedback. And in the future, we're going to be tracking Twitter stats. So keep an eye out for that, guys. We love your feedback. So if you have any feedback, support.socialblade.com is the place to give it to us, as well as the comment section below. And that's going to wrap up another video. This has been channel name,
Spidevil62,
Sonic Grove Studios.
and
So,
we will see.
yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching, everyone. See you then.